Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. So I realize it's been about 4 weeks since my last video update. So how this injury's affected my life, it's affected my life in multiple ways. I've noticed that just simple things aren't as easy anymore. I went to the ATM the other day and I didn't know how to use it. I put my card in the cash and receipt and all these different spots. So just normal daily habits that we take for granted or that we don't normally think about, I tend to struggle with. It might be because I don't go outside very often, so I'm not doing these things on a daily basis. I started driving a car, and that's actually been going really well so far. I haven't felt like I was going to hit anybody or cause any problems. Like, everything's been smooth. I'm aware of what's going on. I don't know the roads around here very well, so I have to use the GPS. But I've learned routes back and memorized them, and I'm trying to drive more without a GPS. I'm trying to do things without, I guess, the need of your phone, because our smartphones have not made us dumber, but we don't memorize numbers, we don't learn directions, there's a lot of stuff that we don't do anymore. And I need to have my brain think more and react more. So I feel like it's a good step to take for me to be thinking and have to memorize where I came from and where I need to go. When I write, I don't write very often, but when I do write, when you do an H, you go up, over. When you do a Y, you go up, down, or depending on how you guys do this. But the Y, it goes below the line, and H's go up the top of the lines. I get those two confused. So when I do a Y, my line will go upwards like an H. When I do an H, my line will go down. This probably means I need to just practice writing, and I need to read. I'm terrified of reading right now. I've never liked to read before my accident, but now it's more of a thing. The issue I had with reading before was I couldn't keep my attention long enough. So I would read a couple words, and then I would think about what's going on with my life and not what I'm reading. I would skim through the words and apparently moving my eyes, but I wasn't reading. I've lacked that skill for a very long time. So now with my brain injury, my attention has gotten worse. But I play video games a lot. I play one video game, I've noticed progression. I've started to learn to think more, started to do this, that, and that, and slowly started got to how I used to play the game before and previous. But I heard that when you do video games, it's not good for your brain to do the same video games over and over, because after a while your brain gets efficient at it and it doesn't work very hard. So I started playing another video game called Overwatch, which is very difficult to learn. I've never played a game like it before in my life. So when I talk, which is why I'm doing these videos, I forget words. I don't remember what they are, or I need a word to use for the sentence. I don't know what word I was trying to use. It doesn't happen very often, but there's certain times where I feel like I should know these words, but I don't. Overall, my memory has been better. It's getting better. I feel like it's fine, but then everything's great until you're tested. So yeah, memory's fine. Well, what did you do yesterday, or what did you do December 2nd at 7 a.m. or at 7 p.m. is what I wanted to say there. This is another word thing. We don't know these things. Our brain doesn't process. There's certain things that our brain can pick up on and it'll retain it. Other things just go out the window. Some people are really good at retaining information. Others we kind of just skate by. So I put alarms on my phone now, where I have an alarm for when I eat lunch. I have an alarm for when I eat dinner. So I remember to do the things I need to do. I need stuff to remind me of what I need to do with my life. I need to make a to-do list of things I want to accomplish, because otherwise I'm just going to play games. I'm just going to play video games, so I would say. So I've noticed habits lately have gotten a bit worse. I don't feel like I'm as inspired as I used to be when I made the first video, or the video 3 weeks after my injury. I was so awake and ready and happy to be alive, and so my enthusiasm was through the roof. I've noticed some changes where it's gone downhill. So I also, because of my injury, I damaged the right part of my brain. It has to do with your emotions, your filters. So my emotions, I can't control them. If I watch a movie at a sad point, I'll cry. It just happens. I used to hold back from these things, so I had a wall built up throughout my entire life of blocking my emotions and shutting them out from people, so they don't know if I'm sad, they don't know if I'm upset. Now I can't hold it back. So if I'm sad, you'll know. If I get frustrated, I'll start to snap at people. I've been straying away from anger so much. That's been pretty good. So I've never been an angry person, and I'm still not. But I've noticed I have little, I guess, sassy tendencies. I don't know. So if somebody gets on my nerves, or if somebody does something, or I feel a certain way, I will say how I'm feeling at that moment. This is where I'm acting. I feel like you did this was wrong, or I'm more emotional, clearly. So also with my emotions, if I get excited, I get overly excited. It's just, I can't hold it back. So I'm feeling a lot of, different emotions I've never had before. I feel extremely happy. I feel extremely excited. Most of my emotions are very good. I'm not like sad and depressed. I'm usually pretty happy. Before my injury, it was a couple years back, but I was diagnosed with clinical depression. I was very sad, just not happy with my life. I've made a lot of changes to my life, so I've been less depressed. But I'm glad that since this accident happened, this changed my brain, I haven't jumped into depression or fell down the rabbit hole. I've been reacting to this very, very well. Very happy with how I'm handling things. So after my accident, I went to the skate park. I wanted to attempt riding BMX again, and I didn't expect I was not ready for what happened that day. It felt like the first time I ever touched a bike. It seemed like I forgot everything about riding BMX and what you do on it. I had to learn how to jump my bike again. I had to learn how to do wheelies. I had to just work on my balance and coordination, my moves and whatnot. Usually after an injury, I feel like if I didn't hit my head this hard, I'd be back just doing front flips, doing back flips, tail whips, double tail whips, every trick. I would do it. I can't. I'm not mentally ready to do the tricks I used to be able to do. So the next time I go to the skate park, I pushed myself. I tried a bit harder tricks. I tried more tricks. I built my courage up to do a fufanu. It's a very strange word. But you stall on your rear tire of your bicycle on like the railing or a coping. So you have a very precise aim you have to do. Then you do a 180 and come back in. So there's a lot of mental stuff you have to do with that trick. I was scared to try it, but I wanted to. I'm very good at that trick, so I should have this easily. The first time I slipped a little bit because I missed my aim, but then I landed the trick fine. So most of my tricks are coming back. So with BMX, I've been through a lot of injuries. I've hit my head. I've gotten knocked out and unconscious and blacked out where I don't remember at least a minute or 4 minutes to upwards of 6 hours of a day. I've had those concussions about 10 to 15 times. I've had a lot of damage done to my body. I've broken my thumb. I broke my kneecap. Both my PCLs and my knees are torn. I've been through a lot on a BMX bike. I love it and enjoy it. But we get hurt, we get injured and stuff, but we usually just bounce back. It's fine. Like, we accept that that's a consequence of our actions. But this injury has set me back way more than any other injury, and I was not ready for this. I feel like it pushed me back 15 years. It feels like the first time I've ever been on a bike, and I'm going to have to learn all this stuff again. I know I don't have to because I can do whatever I want with my life. I can do different things, but BMX is my life. I'm going to ride my bike. So here's where I'm at with my recovery. I don't have gauges. Hey Dave, how well are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm fantastic. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not. I say that, I feel that way. I feel like I'm good, but I'm not. I'm not nowhere near where I was. I'm here. I was there. So, video games. I'm very good at video games. I put a lot of time into video games. I know how they work. I was terrible at them after my accident. Progressively got better. So, okay, what's next? I'm an excellent BMX rider. Well, how much can I still do? What am I capable of? I've only been to the park twice. I'm slowly, I know this is a dangerous sport, so I'm taking it easy and going there. Okay, well, what's next? Reading. I don't like to read. I know I have a hard time reading right now, so I should focus on reading. I should focus on writing. Like, I need a gauge to tell me where I'm at. So first is video games, now I have a gauge. My next is BMX riding. I know there's other mental things like how well can you write? How well can you read? Also, I need a teacher though. Like, if I write a story, is it any good? How am I supposed to know? Yeah, it's fantastic, but now are the words in the right spots, or we're using whatever these words, what are the pronouns, or using adjectives right, we're using correct punctuation and whatnot. I'm not going to be able to tell. So I need gauges where I know myself, like I know what I'm capable of on BMX bike. I know if it's right, I know if it's wrong. Video games, I know what's right, I know what's wrong. I'm not sure how to take my progression. Like, how do I develop my brain? How do I get it back to where it used to be? What do I do next? So I'm at a loss of what's my next step. I'm just kind of floating around. Then my next idea I'm thinking of is like, well, we need, everybody needs income. We need jobs. We need to work. So maybe I should get a job at Walmart, or should get a job at flipping McDonald's. I don't know, or the Habit Burgers, where I really want to go. It's a better place than McDonald's. But I feel like I need to start working. Not really for the money. I mean, it'd be nice to have the money, but I want to work a job to learn how to do that job. How well do I function in a work environment? Because for me to go back to work, I'm going to have to be able to function in that scenario. So, am I ready? I have no clue. The only way to find out is to do it. You just have to jump into the water. Like, there's nothing. I mean, I don't know. How do we learn how to work as a kid? Like, you don't. You just jump into a job and you hope for, like, you try your best. Life's just, it's very fragile. You never know when it's going to stop. I almost ended my life. I almost ended my career. Maybe I would have been in a wheelchair right now. Maybe I would just be this vegetable state. I had a lot of outcomes, or a lot of different ways this accident could have affected me. I could have been way worse than I am. Very thankful and I'm a lucky guy. That's all. I carry luck with me throughout my life, and I hope more of you do. I hope it's just it's a nice thing to have. It's hard to be lucky. You just kind of just happens. It's luck. I'm an Irish guy, so that makes sense. So since my accident, I've been reaching out to people more. I feel like as a community, as a world, however you want to phrase it, but I feel like we should talk to each other more. If you have friends close by, but I would suggest to you guys to learn more about them, find what they like. It'll build a better relationship if you know the person more. Also, they will get to know you more. Communication's a very key element, and a thing that a lot of people, we don't do enough. We're very bad at communicating as humans. So if you're mad at somebody, let them know, but if you want them to be a part of your life, apologize. Make sure you work it out. We need to be better as people.